Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase. Kind of a different one. I'm gonna go Car Culture Mix versus Car Culture Mix versus Car Culture Mix because I was prepping for my Ronin Run video and started noticing, man, we are on a hot streak with the Car Culture. There's been years where Car Culture's been a little off compared to say Boulevard or some of the other premium mixes, but this year, no. Very few misses. Hammer drops started, then we had the silhouettes with the McLaren and the RWB. That was a massive mix. We'll do more of this review at the Lamley Awards. Then we had the off-road, then the wagons, and then this run. Circuit Legends has been in high demand. EuroSpeed, we'll talk about that one. You might think you kind of have this one figured out, but based on what we talk about, wait till we get to that. And then of course Ronin Run, which at the point that you're watching this video, I've already done this showcase, and it is just loaded top to bottom as well. So I thought, where do these fit with Car Culture mixes? Is Car Culture at its premium right now? Is it just at its best? And which one of these, if you had to pick one mix, which one would you want? So what I did, I'm gonna go one by one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in each, right? And not necessarily compare them, but offer a little point system and kind of see where this fits. And it's not as easy as you think. So let's just get right to it. And you tell me at the end of this, which mix you would like to have. All right, let's start with, we'll get to the chases. They are technically 0, but we'll put them last. Let's go with number 1 from each mix. So we have the 2024 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD versus, where's number 1? We'll go to EuroSpeed. Number 1 from EuroSpeed is right there. Gonna be a lot of cards falling over. Just bear with me. Versus the Bugatti Bolide. Versus number 1 in Ronin Run. Yeah. The Nissan Skyline GTR R32 Pandem. Now, you can say which one of these 3 would you want the most. Now, if I'm speaking for collectors, my guess is they're gonna go with this one. The RTR Mustang is pretty fabulous, new casting. Bugatti Bolide isn't a shabby one at all, one of the strong ones from that mix. But my guess, just based on what you see, how the behaviors of collectors, this would be the one they'd want. So if you offered a point system, 1 to 5, right? 5 being the best, most popular, most wanted model, and 1 being no one cares, you'd put this at a 4, and no one can have, my one rule is no one can have a number, the same number. Bugatti Bolide, that is definitely, I would put that as a 3, and this would be a 5, right? I think this would be a 5 in terms of, like, this is not going to stay on the pegs. No matter what is with it, this is not going to stay on the pegs. So 4, 3, 5. Let's go to number 2. And you guys can obviously tell me if you agree or disagree with me. All right, now it's going to get crazy. Ferrari 499P, the most desirable outside of the chase. We'll get to the chases in a little bit. The Ferrari 499P, highly desired model in the Circuit Legends mix. Opa. The other new model, and well, no, we got to go to. Let's see, where's the 2 of 5? Aston Martin Vantage GTE, nice car, but we know where that will fit in this. And then the 07 Honda Civic Type R, the FD. And so if we can't, boy, this we'll call a 2, right? If we're putting the Bolide as a 3, this is a 2. So we'll put that in the, let's see, okay, 5 pile, 3 pile, 4 pile, 2 pile. We'll see if we get to any 1s. If I have to choose between a 5 here, this is where it gets, I mean, nothing gets saying we're doing some comparisons, but we're also assigning. I would say they're both 5s, right? These both have been flying off the pegs, but 4, 5, honestly, and we'll see how we get to that. This goes into the 5 pile from Ronin Run. This goes into the 4 pile with the Mustang, and then the EuroSpeed 3. Let's go to number 3 from these mixes. Porsche 917KH. Where's number 3? LaFerrari from EuroSpeed. And what do we bring? Oh, another new casting. Mad Mike's Mazda RX-3 wagon. Do you see how hard this is? I mean, this is all theoretical, but come on. All right. There's your 3. I've seen this hang on the pegs, surprisingly, but it's a 2. This one is a 2, so we'll put it over here. Mad Mike, it's going to be a 4, and this very much fits in the same as the RTR. This is your 5. You could almost say this is a 6. Of all the models that has been released in these 3 mixes, I honestly think the EuroSpeed LaFerrari would be the most desirable. So it's going in the 5 pile, but you could theoretically put it in make its own pile as a 6. Let's keep on going. That was number 3. Number 4. Pandem Subaru BRZ. McLaren Solus GT. Not the strongest, right? Where's number 4 here? Oh. What do you think? Lance Revolution. That one's pretty easy, right? There's your 5. This is the first time this casting went premium in the last Fast and Furious mix. And it goes into this fantastic look for Ronin Run 2. So this one gets the 5. This one gets, honestly, it's a 3 or a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. I don't think I've seen that one hang on the pegs. And there's your first one. I don't think anyone's excited about the McLaren Solus GT, including me. So there's your first one, and it's kind of over here on the side. Let's get to the next ones. Let's get to the 5th. Then we got a battle of the chases, which I don't know how we're going to do that one. Chase. 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 All right. Porsche 911 GT3R. This thing is not staying on the pegs at all. It is as popular, if not more popular than the Ferrari, the way I've seen it. Automobile Pininfarina Battista. This thing is very, very nice. But, yeah, it doesn't totally scratch the hype itch, maybe, but it is a very, very nice model. And the 89 Toyota Supra, the return after the white version in Team Transport, it returns in a beautiful red version, which looks fantastic as well. But if we're doing this, that's definitely the rank, right? You would agree with that. So there's your 5, and I do think this one hits the 5 hype pile. I think this one's going to go pretty quickly as well. So there's your 4. I would put that definitely in the 4 pile. And this one is a very safe, you know, it's going to go, I don't know. It's going to go 2 as well. I just watching behavior. I really like it, but I think it goes into the 2 pile over here. Let's talk chases. All right. How do you do this? Well, we know the third chase is going to be the EuroSpeed Bugatti Bolide. It's nice, but it isn't a new model. It's a cool model, but like as much as we want to just praise it, it is in 3rd place for sure. And in terms of like, it's a very medium chase, right? So we put that over here. All right. So now it comes down to this. Which one is the 5? I don't know. We've got these 2 against each other again. I went with the Honda, but then this one. You know, this one has not only is it very cool as a chase, and it has the little Hype R detail, which I think is so cool, but this one, I don't know what this is going to go in the secondary market because it's not out yet. This one has hit the Roxy Liberty Walk Skyline range, right? And it was a Ferrari chase. It was the debut. This has to be number 5. This will have to be number 4. So how does this go? Well, let's talk about, let's see what is the most desirable mix, and based on my little point system, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's start with Circuit Legends. So we have 2 2s. That's 4. Then we go to, we don't have any 3s. If we go to 4s, that's 8 right there. So 4, 12. We have a 5, that's 17. Another 5, that's 22. And I think we stop right there. So, Circuit Legends, 22 points. Not bad. Let's go to EuroSpeed. 1. Put it like this. 2 2s, so that's 5. 2 3s, that's 11. And 1 5. That's 16. So EuroSpeed is currently in second place. 22 versus 16 EuroSpeed, you get to go over here. So now it comes down to Circuit Legends versus Ronin Run, and you're going to see a route. 4, 8, 12, 17, 22. Ronin Run is the mix to have. And I think that shapes up nicely because there are what's going to hang on the pegs here? This camera up a little higher. You tell me what will hang on the pegs, and I don't see it. Right? I think the Mad Mike will be popular because it's a new casting. It might have the greatest chance, as much as I don't want to say it. But the Supra is going to go. Obviously, both Civics are going to go. The Pandem Skyline and the Lancer Evolution, I mean, they're going to go. So that would be the winner, I think, just in general. Point system as well, just basically how it mixes. Here, you've got 3 absolute musts. They don't stay on the pegs at all. And then 3 that I've seen on the pegs, and that's how I judge it. But yeah, it's like 3 massive hits and then 3 okays. But then you look at EuroSpeed. I haven't seen that. I definitely haven't seen that. These are all over the place, right? But now, if you decide to go, what model of all 15 or 16, 18 of these is most desirable? Well, look at your 5s. A chase is a chase. Disqualify a chase, because you see a chase, you're going to buy it, right? But if you go with the 5s that we had, and then I would add, because the chase took this, the 499P, if you had to pick one, I'll put the Lancer in there too, right? If you had to pick one here, I think that's your one. I think if I put all of those and said you could only pick one on the pegs, I think the majority of the time, folks would pick the LaFerrari. I think this one would be second, and I actually think the 499P, if this were timed a little differently and was like the 3rd or 4th Ferrari released in premium, maybe it would not rank here, but right now it does. But I think these would be the 2. And I think even before the 499P, I think that one and I think that one. So Ronin Run still shows, but I do think the EuroSpeed LaFerrari would be the most desirable model of all of them. I guess you'd put this one up there too, but nothing beats the LaFerrari. What do you guys think? You like my point system? I know I don't have to necessarily compare 1 versus 1, 2 to 3, 4, 5, but I think Ronin Run is your best mix. I think the LaFerrari is your most desirable. If you guys have anything that you think that you disagree with, let me know, because I mean, I want to hear it. But I think I align with that, but I also think that's based on the behaviors I've seen among collectors since these mixes. Ultimately, they're all massive hits. EuroSpeed leaves a little to be desired, but there's a LaFerrari in there, right? And a pretty cool Bugatti. You guys tell me what you think. Am I right on this? I don't know. It's kind of fun to do anyway. Ronin Run is killer. Does it compare to all the best mixes? I don't know if there's ever been a better mix. I'm not kidding. Bye.